Hello, Capricorns. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Capricorn, this week we are looking into what is the new? What is the new coming in for you? Pretty much focusing on like the fact that we've just gone through a really intense full lunar eclipse. So that lunar eclipse took place in the North Node of Pisces. So because of the eclipse in the North Node of Pisces, we're asking about new things, new directions that you're going in, new things that are going to be happening. Yeah, so I've already pulled out a couple of cards here from Oracle decks to get started with you. Very interesting. You have very unique card. Nobody else has pulled anything out like this week. Like, actually, they've all been pretty unique and different. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Now, what's really fascinating is to look at this card with the underline that you have here. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. The difference, right? So, in the past here with this underlying energy, there was something that you decided to put to rest. And I say that in terms of, you know, if there are things that you weren't getting along with in terms with other people, if there were arguments or disagreements here, if there were minor, I don't know, I call them inconveniences or things that just happen in life, and kind of like recognizing, like taking a step back and saying, you know what, none of this really matters in the bigger scheme of things. None of all of this that's going on really matters. And in that energy, it looks like you're coming to a conclusion here that everything you ever needed, everything you ever needed to know, any resource that you ever wanted to make available to you, that it's all inside you, that like it's all inside you. Now, this is, you know, to say that this is your card in terms of this is the new, because I feel like, you know, we can shift in and out of this at different times. And there's times where we may be more tapped into ourselves and the cosmic intelligence that lays within us. There's another card that came out here that made me say to myself as I was looking at this is like a bigger thing. Like this feels like obviously a more long-term thing, because the other card that came out from the Return of Spirit Oracle deck was commitment. So this commitment card speaks to us that when you decide to do something here, whatever that is, maybe it's getting married, maybe it's moving in with a friend, maybe it's studying a course here or something like that, right? Like whatever this is that you commit to, and to me it looks like it has something to do with acknowledging that the intelligence of the universe lies within you. This is not an easy commitment to break. Like this is a real commitment here. You're really committing to this. Also, what's interesting is you have the fearless card. The fearless card is the other underline with perspective. Like moving beyond all of your own fears here. Is it to moving past your fears to commit to something that is within you, that either maybe you need to build with this, maybe you need to be more authentic with yourself and the world around you. I don't know, it's like it feels kind of like a big thing here. Like this is a big commitment. It's kind of funny too to pull that card out with Capricorn. The Devil card is a representation of the commitments that we get ourselves into as well, right? As many other energies. I think I'm gonna read for you the Child of the Cosmos. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it, because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will. It's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated, as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities that ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. I kind of like that last part there. So maybe this has something to do with you like hatching out into a new period of your life, and really committing to it. So let's tarot this one. How will you bloom? How will you bloom, Capricorn? How will Capricorn bloom? The Chariot. You will flow freely. You will flow freely. You will move out of the gunk. There could be some sort of emotional movement that's taking place here. Maybe you'll move. I don't know. Maybe you'll get a new car too. Like it could be something very practical. How will you bloom? The Chariot. Coming out of emotional gunk. Wow, the Star. The Ten of Wands. Well, it's almost like with fame comes fame. With fame comes fame. And the Six of Cups. There's some type of responsibility that you have here to receiving or initiating a blessing. Okay, this feels very sort of soul destined. It feels like some sort of a calling, some sort of an agreement that you made prior to incarnating here. And it is about fulfilling that. It is taking the weight of the responsibility in doing this. And it's a pretty divine responsibility. So it's very interesting. And that really gives us a lot of understanding why the commitment card is kind of like what it is here. Well, I feel like I need to read that to you. I feel like I should. Let's just make sure you understand it fully. Commitment. You're being asked to make some sort of a commitment. It is both a promise and a responsibility. This could be in connection with a relationship, such as moving in together, deciding to get married, or having a child. The commitment card can also point to other types of commitments, such as starting a new business, planning a vacation with friends, signing up for classes, or taking on any type of long-term project. This commitment is a binding one, and you will not be able to get out of it easily should you change your mind later. This is signified by the bow-like symbol in the fractal image of the card. Whatever the case may be, this commitment does hold soul lessons and was planned before you came here. That's kind of funny. Like I didn't actually read the book on this one because I've done it so many times in private readings and all sorts of readings. But that's kind of funny that it would say that, right? Like it was planned before. Like this is a soul. Yeah, you incarnated for this. This does not mean that it is either good or bad, but simply means that this is a fated event. You and the others involved in the situation are fulfilling your soul agreements with each other. This card can also be calling you to make a serious commitment to yourself, whether it is to lose weight, quit smoking, start a yoga class, or go for some healing sessions. You may also need to reassess any previous commitments you have made to discern whether they are still right for you. It would also be wise to look closely at the commitments others have made to you and assess whether they are fulfilling their promises. It might be time to release them from their commitment. You may be wavering in your decision about a certain commitment. Lean towards the idea that this might actually be the right thing for you to do. Spirit usually replies to the things which are most important to us at the moment. This card can act as a validation that you are heading in the right direction. So that's very interesting with the Chariot. Heading in the right direction. And the intelligence of the universe lies within you. It's kind of telling me too, like knowing that you know what to do. Trusting yourself, really trusting yourself here and making a commitment to that. Not second guessing yourself in terms of coming to decisions and following through with them. But this doesn't this speak of some type of responsibility about the past too, with the Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups. So the commitment card, this is new. This is the new energy. Maybe it is moving away from a commitment, because there is some type of movement going on here. But knowing that you do the right things, trusting in yourself. So this could also be a big part of the newness, like the decisions that you come to and the actions that you take, not second guessing yourself about them, and really trusting yourself and believing in yourself. When there's things that you feel like you just absolutely, I feel like I'm really called to do this, I really need to do this. There could be people around you that are second guessing that and saying, yeah, that sounds kind of weird. Why would you do that? You just got to do it, man. You just got to do it. So commitment. The Two of Wands. A commitment to the future. Wow. A commitment to envisioning the future. A commitment to envisioning the future. Temperance. I love that. Like she's sort of looking deep inside the ball of yin-yang energy. The Eight of Wands. Wishing. And the Eight of Cups. That's interesting. Give me a second. This is a different kind of card than a lot of the other ones, because she hasn't abandoned all the cups. She's taking one with her as she dives into the water. She's leaving all the other ones behind. But it's not an ace. It's going deep. It's going deep with a cup here. We have two eights. It's the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups. She's right. She's got the cup. She's diving deep. And then what is this? It's like diving deep within yourself. A commitment to dive deep within yourself here. Because you know, and you can create a projection of your future here. I've always found this to be such an interesting card, right? The way she's diving down with that one cup. And in all of the other decks, any tarot deck I've dealt with, all of them, the Eight of Cups, all of the cups are on the table and they're walking away. All of the cups are somewhere and they're walking away. This one, she's diving down with one cup. So, like, that's making a commitment. That is making a commitment, right? It's a commitment to one cup here. All the other cups, putting them aside and diving into one cup here. Is this your emotional intelligence too? Your emotional intelligence that lies within you. What's the perspective card? None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Where's the common ground? Where did you find common ground? Or you might be in the process of finding common ground. Oh, so what is this common ground? The Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Something that you're learning, something that someone else is learning. We're all learning. We're all children of the cosmos. That's interesting, right? We're all child of the cosmos. That's the common ground. Child. Could be something to do with a child. That you have some sort of common ground here with someone that has to do with a child. But it does also really feel like, to me, like a child of the universe. Fearless. In what way have you been fearless, or are you being fearless now? Wow, the Empress. True creation? True creation. Giving. Giving. Trusting to give. Perhaps this is a period of time to trust and create and give. give of what you create. What is the greatest intelligence that you are going to discover that lies within you, Capricorn? What is the greatest intelligence that Capricorn will discover that lies within them? Now, I know it might sound like, well, aren't you kind of trying to pull out like a big part of this destination? And I'm getting more that it's like the journey to the destination that is the bigger aspect of this. I love it. The Knight of Cups. Heart, the cup that you chase, is inside you. Doesn't it look like a cup, though, the way this is glowing? It looks like a base and a stem. And then the actual, like the cup, the reservoir part, or I don't know what you call that. Where you pour all the liquids in. Is specifically lighting up the 3rd and the 4th chakra. The 3rd and the 4th chakra. The confidence in your heart. Confidence in your heart. Sorry, I was starting to get, it's like really obvious and you're kind of slow on that one. No, I was also being distracted by like the lights on her legs. And I remember getting a reading a long time ago. I don't remember who the sign was for. That there's more chakras than what we understand. That there's a chakra like, because we're only shown chakras like of the torso. That there's chakras connected to our feet and our legs. I was getting that with this. Anyways, what is the cup that thou shalt dive down deep with? Hope. I'm really liking this reading. The Page of Cups. Hope. And look at how she's at the bottom. There she is at the bottom with the cup. Focusing on one cup of hope. Wow, this is interesting. So you're going through the beginning of a period here where you trust in yourself. You trust that you have the greatest intelligence, all the information that you ever needed. You're making a strong commitment to your future. The greatest intelligence that lies within you is the movement of your heart. In this commitment, to some degree you do wait, with Temperance and the 2 of Wands, and you wish, and then you dive deep with that cup, and you kind of like you keep that cup safe at the bottom of the ocean in hope. And you nurture the cup. It's like nurturing the cup. Like, because we're talking about water, like, if I was talking about fire, like, you know, if you walked away from the fire, but you took one coal with you, right? So that coal, maybe you do worship it, I don't know, but you nurture it and you give it the air that it needs when it needs the air. You allow the water to replenish itself in the cup. I know, this is pretty interesting. The 6 of Pentacles, the whole thing's upright again. Okay, the 6 of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. The 6 of Pentacles. It's almost like something here in the past about trying to keep some type of awkward balance. Looking to see how to keep awkward balance in the conflict around you, or maybe even go in an opposite direction from the conflict happening around you. We're not done. We're going into the Journey of Love Oracle deck. It is From God's Mouth to Your Ears, Capricorn. It's really kind of a beautiful reading, no? This is a very spiritual opening. That's what I would say. I'm just taking a minute here to really look at, like, just to step back from it, actually, as opposed to try to, like, investigate it and pull out the deeper meaning. Like, and now I'm taking a step back. And there's... like all the cards that are here, they're pointing towards like a very deep spiritual opening within you, is what I feel like this, I guess it's a bit of a portal energy with this eclipse. It's a very deep spiritual opening within you. and finding, like, gosh, the universe. You know, it's hard to have words that can convey the enormity, I guess. So what is from God's mouth to your ears? Wow, ethereal touch. Look at how much these two images mimic one another. I mean, she seems a little bit more, it's almost like somebody was really like leaning back. And the arms are out. This ethereal touch. Number 27. Maybe you were born in 1927. Maybe you're 27. Well, maybe something's going to happen in 2027. I have to start thinking of that too. Those numbers. Somebody was talking about, I was watching something and they were doing a chart or something. And they were saying back in the 1900s of, it's like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways, back. Ethereal touch. Spirit is present in your very touch at this time, and you are having an impact on the world around you, particularly your close relationships, in ways that are far more profound than may be immediately obvious. The touch of your soul is ethereal, spiritual, of light and sound. It moves the heart and opens pathways of possibility through love, faith, and trust that would otherwise be impossible to access. Trust in the presence of the divine in your touch, physical and spiritual. Your healing presence is making waves of love rise and stir in this world, and the divine lives and breathes through you, beloved. Remember that though the sacred temple of your body gifts you with hands through which to hold and give, it is the soul within the flesh that renders touch a sacred healing. This oracle guides you to accept and embrace your healing abilities and to trust that you can feel your way through life by opening your hands to receive and taking hold of the opportunities that are presented to you. You are meant to touch the world with your spirit. How beautiful is this one? And here is your poem. In a world of no coincidences and no mistakes, you were heaven sent. I thank God for the opportunity to know you, to experience your kindness, your generosity, and most of all, our love. How long I have waited to open my heart, to bare my soul, to let my power comfort and my arms hold, to let my wisdom counsel and my love awaken. While this is only the beginning, when I look in your eyes, I know. Jesus, Murphy. Capricorn, that is like, what a way to end the week. That is incredible. That is actually one of the most beautiful poems I think I've read in this whole book. And you had it. Oh my God, I love it. I think you guys have probably heard me mention it before. My grandfather was a Capricorn. And he always amazed me because he was such this big, gruff guy. Like, he had hands the size like of a bear. And he would do plumbing stuff and carpentry stuff. And he was big and he was a carpenter. No, he wasn't. He was a lumberjack who then became a paratrooper in the Second World War and then became a plumber. And he would just sit in his chair every once in a while, and all of a sudden he'd be reciting a poem. Where the fuck did that? Well, I didn't think that. I didn't get this potty mouth until somewhere, I think after becoming a parent. I was like, oh, fuck. Was that? But I'm like, where is that coming from, Grandpa? And then he would tell me another one. But they were always so beautiful about, like, the beauties hidden around us. And I was like, man, yeah, I don't know. And that's kind of like one of those really beautiful things. Like, that was such a beautiful poem. This is such a beautiful reading, Capricorn. I absolutely love it. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, because this eclipse is centered also around a full moon, and full moons represent closures, cycles that we're closing off. I am going to ask, what cycle is it that you were closing off here? Like, final, it's closed, that's it, all done. What is that? There are 2 options in the description below if you would like to follow me there. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.